Good morning, and welcome to Gardening with Daylilies and More at Mansfield's Daylilies. This morning I want to show you how to cross-pollinate one flower to another. This beautiful one that you're looking at right now is Diana's evening gown. Beautiful, pretty ruffles on that. Get a little closer so you can see it. And I'm going to cross this with Street Urchin. And for the sake of making it easy for me to show you, I just went and picked the flower from Street Urchin and brought it over here. What I really would love to get from a cross like this is to put that ruffle with that wide yellow size onto Street Urchin. I don't know if that's what I'll get, but I'm going to try. So the first thing I have to do is pick off one of the stamens from Street Urchin, and then I'm going to take that pollen and dust it on the end of that pistil right there on Diana's evening gown. So let me pick one of those. There it is. You can see that the pollen is nice and ripe. It's open. You have to wait for the stamens to open and the pollen to get nice and fluffy before you can do this. So depending on the season, you know, whether it's summer or whatever, it may take middle of the morning before you can collect your pollen. So I'm going to take it and just dust it on the end of that pistil right there. Alright, I have just cross-pollinated that flower. So to be sure that it doesn't get pollinated by itself, these stamens right here that are on Diana's evening gown, I will remove those, and I'm going to take that pollen and put it in a centrifuge tube and then freeze it so I can use it on something else. So that's really all there is to cross-pollination, is taking the pollen from one flower and putting it on the other. Both of these are tetraploids. That's rule number one. Put tetraploid to tetraploid and diploid to diploid. And then, so I'll know later on what's what. I've already hung a tag on here. I put today's date, which happens to be September the 4th. And I'm really pushing it to make a pod. And then I've labeled it Diana's Evening Gown by Street Urchin. It takes 35 to 40 days for a pod to form, ripen, and be ready for you to pick the seed pod. And in a couple of 3 days, I'll know whether or not this took, and then I'll wait and hope that we'll actually get a seed pod that'll have time to ripen. Thank you for watching this edition of Mansfield's Daylilies, Daylilies and More. And I hope you'll tune in again next Thursday. Thanks, guys. See you later.